اهلا بيكم في حلقه جديده من ذا هورس سين بودكاست سيزون 3 لو هنسميه يعني سيزون 3. فاحنا من اول ما بدانا حبينا ان احنا نبقى مختلفين شويه، وحتى لو مش هنبقى معاكم بشكل منتظم او بشكل اسبوعي، فاحنا حابين ان احنا لما نعمل حاجه نعمل حاجه قويه جدا. والنهارده ان شاء الله هتبقى حلقه قويه جدا. معانا برنامج من اوروبا تحديدا المانيا. عمر البرنامج ده 50 سنه. صدرت خيل لمصر اكيد وهنتكلم عن ده، لكن كمان صدرت لقطر وللكويت وللسعوديه، ده غير طبعا في بقيه اوروبا. كورنيليا, it's a pleasure to have you.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Tell us how it started. You're definitely a horse person, not only straight Egyptians, but even before that you were involved with horses a lot. So can you tell us your story with the horse and then with the Egyptian horse?
Since my early childhood, I always was crazy with horses. No one from the family had an idea where this comes from, because it was not in the family. Nobody was interested in horses. But I was, when I see a horse anywhere in the field, I want to climb it, I want to ride it. So it's in me, I think. And I got riding lessons. I always was asking to get an own horse, but this was difficult at this time, and my parents, they had no own land, no own stable, so they said, no, that's not possible. You need to go on other places to have your fun with the horses. And then, yes, later I meet my late husband, who was also not a horse people, but he was a breeder in his mind. He bred already during his studies fishes and birds and everything. And by a car accident, he got a big problem with his arm. I think his right arm. He was totally broken, and nobody knows. He was a medical doctor and made surgeries, and nobody knows if he can use this arm in the future for his profession. So he thought, if this will happen, there must be something different what he could do in the future. And so he comes to horses. And as he was not a horse person, he thought warm bloods, they are big and heavy and strong, so I would prefer Arabian horses. They are much more smaller and friendly.
They were famous back then in Germany, the Arabians?
Yes, we had already at this time the Marbach state stud.
Okay.
They were breeding this old Weil Marbach bloodlines, so Arabians were known in Germany. Yeah, and then my husband started to find horses to start a breeding program. What was in the early 17th, not really easy.
Yeah, in the 70s.
70s, yes. Yeah. So he looked around, and then he found by a handler 3 mares Arabian Russian breeding. And from the pedigree, 2 were Aswan daughters, 1 by another Russian stallion. So he thought, this is my only chance, this one I will take and start. And then later he found out that there are other lines, straight Egyptian lines. In the meantime, he met Ghazal, who was with the Dömken family, Hadban and Zai, who was in Marbach. And also in Marbach there were, I think, 2 or 3 straight Egyptian mares. And he liked this type. And so he started to find a beginning for a straight Egyptian breeding program. And he came in contact with Dr. Hans Nagel. And he had a project in Babolna, and with his chicken business, he was quite often in Egypt. And so he met the state stud, El Sacha. And he also by himself was a lover of Arabian horses and also wanted to start a breeding program. So he brought some horses from Egypt, first to Babolna. Then some of these horses stayed in Babolna, and some went to his farm in the north of Germany. But for us, we still had no straight Egyptian, so where to find? And then lucky for us, one or two mares from this imported horses from Egypt and Babolna, they had problems. They do not get pregnant by what problem ever. So my late husband had the chance to get two of this. One unfortunately never had a baby. This was Thayeba, Fayek daughter.
By the way, that's the mare. The stable was named after.
Yes, in case
Thayeba, Thay,
Yeah.
which is short for Thayeba.
Yes, in case she never had a baby, we thought something must stay from her, so we used her name as the stud name. Yes, the other mare was Momtasa. She was a Samin daughter out of Mamluka. She had one daughter in Babolna by Ibn Galal, but then for several years nothing. So they decided to sell her. And we took her and tried to find out what is her problem, why she does not
You
get...
took a risk on both.
Yes.
Because that's you were not willing to take the risk of importing horses, so that's the only thing that you could get your hands on from Germany.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then Momtasa went to the university clinic in Munich, and they found out that she had a tumor on the ovary, and also a piece of the uterus was infected. So they took it out and told us she will be a nice riding horse, but if she ever will get pregnant or can keep a baby, this could be difficult. But finally we could get her pregnant, and this filly, she is one of the foundation mares.
Yeah.
Wow.
Till today.
Till
so
today,
out of this mare,
Yes,
you have a line and a family
yes.
from this struggle. I'm sure
Yeah.
it was.
Miracle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
miracle.
yeah. But as I said, at this time it was really difficult.
Yeah.
And then, thanks the friendship of my late husband and Dr. Nagel, he had the chance to buy Mona too. Because Dr. Nagel said, you have only this difficult mares and you cannot come forward with your breeding program. You need to have an easy mare. So he bought Mona 2 by Ibrahim out of Mahiba. And she was in foal to Ibn Galal.
So he bought her pregnant.
Yes, he bought her pregnant.
Okay.
So this was the next foundation mare. And then, several years later, I think already. In the meantime, some horses came and go. We tried to buy something, even I do not remember the pedigrees until today. It was straight Egyptian, but it was not...
Important.
not what we want to have.
Okay, so maybe I will stop here for 1 second, because preparing for this episode, I read the book that you kindly gave to me, and in the book you said that there were certain lines or certain mares that at one point you decided to stop breeding from, sell everything out of this line, and start over.
Yeah, right.
How do you reach this decision?
Yeah,
And why did you think it's important? Because other breeders, maybe beginners, might feel that they want to be more stubborn and they continue with the same line.
Yeah, one line we stopped is still today a very famous family, because from this mare, the stallion, the minstrel, later was born in the United States.
Okay.
But for us it was not what we want to have. And we were also very limited with the stallions we can use. So I think especially this mare, which produced the minstrel, it was good that she went to the States and comes together with Rumi Niger Ali, because I think at this time in Europe we would never had the chance to find this
Such
kind
a
of
stallion.
stallion for her. And it seems that she needed the stallion to...
So what didn't work for you worked for others.
Yes,
Definitely.
yes.
For sure.
But let's finish the story of the beginning. You were just saying you got those 2 mares at the beginning, and then you bought a couple of other mares that you did not like, so you sold them. And then how did you continue to bring on the foundation mares of Thayeba today?
Yeah, then a big move was coming. I said, as we started, we lived in Bavaria, in the south of Bavaria, but there was all limited space. You could not get fields for the horses, and we had a stable here and a field there. And so we said, if we want to make it bigger, we need to have a big farm. And by the friendship to Dr. Nagel, we quite often visited this area in the north. And there was much more land to get. The ground was very good for the horses because it's more sandy ground. The fields are not so rich than in the south, which is also good for the horses.
Expensive, you mean not very expensive?
Not so expensive than in the south, yes, and much more space.
Yeah.
So on this place in Großenkneten, we can really start
a bigger farm.
A bigger farm.
Yeah, so that this was behind your decision?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So moving on, you have Mumtaza and Mona too.
Yes.
What are the purchases that
Yeah,
are important for your,
then the big step comes when Ansata Halim Shah came to
Germany.
We were, this stallion was, when you have seen him, he was so different than all we know before that we said we need to use him.
What was different about him then compared to the horses you bred or seen around Germany?
Yeah, for us he was
like
like a fairy tale horse. His expression was, he was more refined, he was complete from the body, and we said this is what we want to breed. So how we can manage this? Because we had only this two mare families, so we said we need to have more because the stallion should get a bigger number of mares because our group of brood mares was still small, and as we wanted to give the stallion a bigger number of mares, we said we need to lease some mares for him because what we want to have, it was not for sale.
It was a good option then.
Yes, so we leased Mona 3.
From Dr. Hans Nagel?
No, she was in the ownership.
From Peter Gross.
Yes, Peter Gross was in this time the ownership of her.
Okay.
And we leased from Peter Gross Mahame. Mahame was a daughter of Mona 3 from Ibrahim.
Okay.
And we leased Mofeda. Okay. Mofeda was the Hadban and Zai daughter out of Malika. She was bred by Dr. Erwin Filsinger and belongs to a small breeder in the south. So this 3 mares we leased for Halim Shah. With Mofeda we had no luck because Mofeda was always used to be free with the stallion in the field. Otherwise she would not allow to be bred. And Dr. Nagel said, sorry, this we can not do with Halim Shah. He's not my stallion and this is too dangerous. So there was no baby born. With Kamla 2, with Mona 3, we were very lucky. She gave birth to Kamla 2. Mahame got a very nice colt named El Thay ibn Halim Shah.
El Thay ibn Halim Shah.
Yes.
Yeah. This one you used later on in your program?
Yes, and then we have Mona 2. She unfortunately died pregnant from Halim Shah. This was a very big loss for such a small breeding program. But in the meantime, we had a daughter by her called Mahira. She was by Nizam the Sharawi son out of Nazima.
Yeah.
She gave us a very nice colt from Halim Shah. And a year later, another colt which we sold.
So you did the coverings 2 seasons in a row?
Yes,
from Halim Shah.
Yes.
And the results were a filly?
Yes, a filly and 2 colts.
That's very good.
2 other colts which we sold, and they had good places with other breeders and did a good job for them. But for us, the main horses were Kamla 2 as a future broodmare, and the stallions El Thay ibn Halim Shah and El Thay Mansour.
And that was a change for Thayeba then.
Yes,
I
this
think
was
for the whole of Germany.
yeah, all of Germany which took the chance or had the chance to use Halim Shah.
It's a classic example of how one horse can change the breeding
Yes,
program.
definitely.
I think yesterday also we touched on some examples with Aline, but that's an example of how a stallion and how collaboration can bring amazing results. Because
for sure.
he had something that was not available in Germany.
Yeah.
In the same way you said that you sold this mare and she did an amazing job in the US because...
And with Dr. Hans Nagel also, when he used Halim Shah and Hanan, he brought Salah ad-Din, which is very important.
And Jamil.
And Jamil
was before. Jamil was before by Mat Kurban.
Yeah, by
Yes,
Mat Kurban.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
But then, how did everything progress after that?
Yes, this...
You started changing your type a little bit with Halim Shah, type of your mares and horses started to change. You had now 2 coats that were special by Halim Shah that you really wanted to use. Did you later on buy or lease more mares for those coats? Or were you using it only?
No, in principle, we had already from the Kohailan family, which I told before. We had in the meantime from Morava, we got a filly, which was very important for us. She was by Mahmoud. This was a son of Ibrahim. And then we purchased from Dr. Nagel Tagrit, the original Tagrit from El Sacha. And from her, she was pregnant from Jamil when she comes to our place.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, and we got a daughter by her.
Very nice.
From the old Tagrit, we were not lucky, mainly colts. She gave colts after colts. So we decided to sell her, but a very important mare for our breeding program was her daughter Tamara by Jamil.
I think Jamil also was a very exquisite stallion in his time.
Yes.
He was so, and he was like a futuristic horse. And if you see him today, he would be a very special horse. Not a classic horse, he would be a very special horse.
Yeah, I think so.
So I think he had a big impact also.
Yeah.
But my question is, what was your breeding philosophy from day one when you started until today, or has it changed throughout the years, that makes El Thayeba, the type of El Thayeba, or the philosophy in your breeding program?
Yeah, from the beginning it was, it should be a solid horse, because even a straight Egyptian horse is a horse and should stay on solid legs and should be used for something. A horse is always an animal for riding. Then for sure the type, you should see where this horse is coming from. You should see the pedigree behind. Character always was very important. Yeah, I think this was the main things which formed the El Thayeba horse.
Okay. So number one for you is solid horse. So
yes.
Good bone structure and good conformation, good relation to everything with each other.
Yes.
And then comes type.
Yes.
This horse should look like an Arabian horse.
Yes.
And then the character.
Yes.
I think the character is something that not everyone looks for. Exactly. This is something that, or people probably don't breed to.
Let me hop in for 1 second, because I had the pleasure of visiting your place, and she does everything herself for the horses. She spends a lot of time with her horses. She takes them out to the grounds. She cleans them. She feeds them. So I want to focus on this part a little bit. Maybe this will be a message to other breeders, because as we were discussing before recording, you believe that this is how breeding goes. These are not pieces of artwork that you just take outside to admire and admire their beauty and just put them inside. These are actually creatures that you prefer to live with and spend time with. Can you talk more about this part?
Yes, as you said, a lot of the daily work I do by myself. So I need to have horses which have easy and friendly character. because I do not want to be kicked and bite and whatever. And as I'm also a rider, when I sit on a horse, I need to have the feeling that I can trust the horse. And for this, the character is very important.
And you breed for characters. So when you're evaluating a stallion, that's part of the equation.
Yeah, I would never use a stallion which is crazy in the head.
Even if he's
He's super and everything is fine. If he is dangerous or stupid, for me, a horse like this has to be taken outside from breeding.
From your program?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Or gelded or
for gelded. One thing you must say, some horses get bad character because
of how they are treated
and how they are
genetically
treated. Yes. You can make some horses, you can make them really aggressive if you not treat them honest, especially the stallions, because a stallion, if you be not fair to him, some stallions, maybe they will show you this.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So
also a mare, for me, this is also a reason why I do not like embryo transfer, because for me it's important to see how the mare is with her baby. A mare which does not like babies and does not like feed them.
It's not a mare that you will keep.
No. No, I would take it out because it's known that this kind of characteristics are in the genetic.
Genetic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, going back to your book, which was very interesting, and I advise anyone interested in straight Egyptians to read. You said that you had mainly 5 lines, 5 families.
Yes.
Can you walk us through every one of them?
Yes.
The most important horses that you produced out of these 5 families, 5 lines.
The most important and biggest family on the farm is the family of Kamla II.
Of course. And
yes,
again, you had a statue of her in your stable.
Kamla II was what, by Halim Sheikh and Kamla?
Yes.
No, Moheba II.
And Mona III that you leased
the Mona
from,
III, yes.
Yes.
And with this mare, we were really lucky. She gave us good fillies. She gave us good stallions. So this mare is growing. This family was growing in a way very, very good for us. She gave us, in the meantime, our young stallions from Halim Shah were growing. So the first choice for Kamla II was Mansour, El Thay Mansour, the Halim Shah son out of El Thay Mahira. And I think this was a very good cross because Kamla, she was a little bit short on her legs. She needed a little bit more size. And Mansour, he came from El Thay Mahira, which was a very big mare. And the stallion had the size from the mother. So this combination with Kamla II was very nice. From this combination, we got a daughter and 2 stallions. One went to Egypt, one was Kemal Pasha, who stayed with us for a while, and then went first to Egypt, to Sheikh Khalid Bagendo, who later moved to Saudi Arabia. And then Kemal Pasha had the chance to go to Beit el Arab, where still several really, really good mares, daughters by him, are in the group of the brood mares. And we got from Kamla II, we had Bint Kamla, she was the next step for the next stallion. Yeah. We brought her to Matkur 1 when he was already in very old ages, and everybody said, why you use this old stallion? There are others now which you can use. But I said, and this was my first, must say, my own decision, because before my late husband and myself, we did it together, the farm, the horse breeding.
So this was your first breeding?
Yes, and in the meantime, my late husband, he had a bad accident from which he died. So for a long while, I was alone with my children, with the horse breeding, with everything. I also had the time where I said, maybe I should finish it because it's too much for me. But on the other side, I said, no, I cannot. I cannot.
Without horses, huh?
Yeah, live without horses would not be nice for me. And with the breeding program, we just started in a good direction, and I should go forward.
And from this decision that you took, the first decision that you took on your own,
Yes.
came who? A very famous horse that I love. From Matkour.
When you crossed Matkour one with
Yes,
Kamla too.
this was Mashur. It was El Thay Mashur, yes.
Amazing horse.
Of course.
Yeah, he was really an amazing horse. We got 1 year later a full sister to him, which I think she does not stay long enough to be used for the breeding program. She was totally different. But what was the next lucky step really was that El Thay Mashur bred fantastic with Kamla 2. This was already very close because Kamla 2 is from Mona 3. Mona 3 is a full sister to Matkour 1.
Oh.
But this was a lucky cross. This was, she gave us with Mashur, she gave us El Thay Kamla and El Thay Kadia. And another daughter, which later went to Qatar, and also several sons, which we gave to in other breeder hands because this was already a close breeding, so there was no need to keep a stallion from this close inbreeding.
El Thay Kamla is the dam for El Thay Kamil.
Yes.
A horse, a stallion that later came to Egypt and was a great success.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So, yes?
Omar Sakre chose him when he was a weanling, brought him to Egypt.
Weanling.
Yes, he was a weanling.
A big risk that you took.
Yeah.
Yeah, but was he, back then when he was so young, could you see that he was...
Omar even didn't come by himself. He sent his oldest son to see the colt, to make video. And then he said, yes, okay, he looks good. He comes from a very good family.
That was when you took burden to Salman.
Yes.
The mother.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. We'll come to Salman, of course, because
yes, and so Camille comes to Egypt, and the son of Omar was very happy that his father was pleased with what he chose, because he was afraid. I hope I did not wrong, but Omar was very happy with Camille, and I think he did also nice for his breeding program.
Definitely.
As far as I know, there are some really nice brood mares at the place.
Yeah. Okay, so is there other distinguished horses that came out from the Kamla family?
Yes, I think so. In Kuwait, there's a big family from which goes back to Kamla 2 at Talal al-Mehri's place. I think a number here is even more than we at El Thayeba. And he chose the daughter from Salman and Bint Kamla. And
Bint Kamla and who?
The sire was Salman and the mother was Bint Kamla.
Yeah.
Bint Kamla
the name is Bint Kamla by Kamla 2 and?
Kamla 2 and?
Kamla 2 and Mansour.
And Mansour, okay.
This mare was called, she first go to Qatar because Sheikh Abdulaziz chose her for the leasing from Salman.
Okay, we will come to this story later.
Yes.
Yeah.
So by this mare, which was first in Qatar, then went to Talal, there's a big family at Talal's place in Kuwait, which goes back to this mare. Very nice family. And several stallions from the Kamla family were sold to Egypt. Another one was called Ali Pasha. He did nice at Al Aminstad.
You know, my first ever stallion was by Ali Pasha. Yeah, this is what got me hooked with the Egyptians.
Yeah, then El Thay Kemal Pasha, he went first to Egypt, then later to Saudi Arabia, from Saudi Arabia to Kuwait. I think this, in the near future, also a stallion from the Kamla family is now in Egypt, but he just arrived, so there's so far no produced by him. His name is Thay Kais Al Sabah. So we'll see what he will do in the future.
Okay, so we move on to the next family.
Yeah, the next family. We stay in the Dachmans. This is was a full sister to Moheba II, called Malika. As I told already before, for Halim Shah we leased Mofida, the Hatban daughter, out of Malika, but she could never bred with Halim Shah. But later on we had again the chance to lease her when our stallions from Halim Shah were already in breeding age. So we leased her again and got a daughter by her from Thay ibn Halim Shah. She was called Bint Mofida. She becomes a broodmare at our farm. She became a daughter from Thay Mashur. And this mare from Ansata Salman. This was Thay Malika. She also had a important part in our breeding program. And from this mare, 2 daughters are still at our farm. One is by Thay Karim Shah. She's called Thay Marwa. She, by the way, is the mother of Marwan here in Egypt. And the other is Thay Mazyuna. She is also one which pleased us with a lot of colts. But I hope in the future these 2 mares will also give us fillies. The third family on the farm goes back to our first Kohailan mare, which we get out of Momtaza, which came from Egypt, Barbolna, and then to our place. I think this is the oldest family in the farm, and the younger mares from this family, I think it's already 6th generation.
6 generations. Huh?
The 6th generation, yes. And from this family, a very important stallion was born for our program. This was Thay Mahfouz.
Thay Mahfouz, of course.
Yes. But maybe to him we come later. First we go through the families.
Yeah.
Which is now also a big family on our farm, is the Siglawi family, going back to Monyad El Nefous. Our own bred foundation mare from this family was Thay Mahira. She was the mother of Thay Mansour. Later she pleased us with some daughters, from which we kept Thay Mayassa. She is a daughter of Thay Mahfouz. But as Mayassa also was giving us a lot of colts, in the meantime 1 daughter, we thought we need to make this family bigger by buying another mare. And this mare goes back to my breeding. She was in the ownership of a small breeder. And from the beginning on, I loved this filly. Her name is Monyad Al-Ria. She is by Nada Halim. And the mother is Mahiba Al-Ria by Fares Halim. And in the dam line, she goes back to Michael Ponat's breeding program. So she is, her breeding is very concentrated on the Siglawi lines. And with this mare, we were very happy. She gave us 3 babies. 3 fillies, 1 more beautiful than the other. A special combination with her seems to be our junior stallion NK Laziz.
NK Laziz.
Yes, he had already 2 fillies with this mares, and they are really something very special. We are very pleased with this combination. So the 5th dam family, unfortunately, we need to finish this family this year, because we had only 1 mare from this family in the last years. This was Thay Toya, a beautiful Thay Mahfouz daughter. But unfortunately, she died this year with her baby inside.
I'm sorry for that.
Yeah, so this family, unfortunately, does not longer exist on our farm. But I'm very happy. Breeder friends in Germany, the von Elm family, their farm is called Al-Ilafstadt. They have several mares from this family, and they did very nice.
It's still preserved.
Yes, so the family is not gone. Also in Kuwait, there's a breeder, Suleiman Al-Kenai. He has a mare from this family. So this really treasured family can go on forward on other places.
After 50 years of Thay or Thayeba breeding, what do you think makes the Thayeba type so special? So if I'm looking for a horse by Al Thayeba for the first time, what will I see? What is so distinctive about Al Thayeba that is in the majority of the breeds that
for
is
us it
all
was
around the world?
always important to keep the eyes on the horse.
Yeah,
Because
in your book you mentioned that that's
this is for
something
me
that's
very important because I see in some other breeds they run after the dish, which for the most means a bumpy forehead, and these horses, they always have the eyes for me sitting too much on the side. When I'm in front of a horse, I want that the eyes.
You want to see
they look at
the
me.
coming out, yes.
Yeah, coming out, and this has also something to do with the bones
With the
here.
orbital bone.
Yeah, these bones must already have a structure to be out of the head. Otherwise, the eye could not come out of the head. And it's not so important the size of the eyes. Okay, good size for sure is very nice. But if the eye is placed on the right place on the head, even a bit smaller eye can has a very nice
Look to it.
look. Yes.
That's the first thing.
for them to be
Protruding.
yeah.
After the eyes, what's special? So number one
Yeah.
is the eye.
The
What
next
else?
is we never run after something modern. So there were times this was modern and this was modern because this is better in the show, and we always had our own idea how the horse should look. Sure, you cannot 100% when you do a combination, it cannot 100% look how you want to have it, but by line breeding,
Can strengthen this.
yeah, you
can come
get
close.
you can come close to this, and you get a consistency. We never do totally outcross breeding. We tried this once.
We never do it.
Yeah, we tried it once with a stallion which we imported from the States. His name was Ansata Exemplar. He was a black stallion, big and strong. And maybe because, like a lot of childs which are crazy with horses, I was also the movie.
The
in
black
Ger-
stallion.
Yeah, the black stallion. As a child, I was crazy with this. So maybe it was, I want to have
That was
once
inspiration.
a black stallion. I want him for riding, and I want to give that. I want that he gives something to my breeding program.
Yeah, you wrote that you were looking for color,
Yeah, but we.
pigment and
Yeah.
size, I believe.
Yeah, but we.
You're not very successful.
We very quick found out that everything suddenly was different. The foals, they look so different that I thought a small breeding farm cannot go so many directions, because we never had more than 8 to 10 foals a year. In the moment it's also less than. If you want to go in too much directions, I think you need to have more brood mares, minimum of 20, then you can
Move easily.
around. But this chance we never had because the place is limited, and I want not start to have too much horses on a place which is too small. I want to have in every stable only one horse and not 2 or 3 or 4. And I want that they can go out the whole day in a big field.
And for you to have like a close relation to each horse, not have a big herd that you rarely.
Yeah, this is also if the number of horses is too big, you lose
Focus.
the relationship. To the horse. So
But which horse? Yani, coming back to the question of the Thayeba type, you said eyes. You said you don't go behind a trend or whatever comes up in the market. We need to go for this or that. What else? Or let me ask you this question differently. Which horse will you exclude as soon as you see a certain fault? What is this certain fault that you will never have at Al Thayeba?
if there are massive teeth problems, for sure this or big bone problems with the legs. This the horse could be as beautiful, but if such big massive problems, I would take it out.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so we can move on to the stallions. We went through the families. It's time to go through the stallions.
Yeah.
Over the years, you were able to use a variety of stallions. Some that were bred by yourself. I think Thay Mashhour is a good example. Thay ibn Halim Shah
Yes.
How you say?
is
Yeah.
another one. Although I learned from you that he did not enjoy a long career. Then you were able to use Thay Mufid.
Mufid not.
outside, you had
Mufid
mentioned-
not. Thay Mufid not. He was sold as a youngster here to Egypt.
Ah, okay. I mean, Thay.
Mansour, you mean Mansour?
Yes, exactly.
But Mansour comes from the Siglawi
Yeah.
family. He goes
Yeah.
back to Mona too. This was his grandmother.
Yes. And then we had Ansata Salman that you were able to acquire.
Yes,
You had Ajmal Tamim.
yes.
We can hear the story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Salman brought us again a big step forward, I think.
Yeah, it was. you
Ansata
mentioned-
Salman.
Ansata Salman.
Yes.
How did he come by in Germany? What was the story behind it?
At this time in Qatar, the shows were like, I liked it. I think this was more than 20 years ago. The show was, you see only straight Egyptian horses. The main show, the main farms who showed was Al Rayyan farm. Al Shakab had a nice group of straight Egyptian horses. Then for sure Al Naif, Al Nasserstad. These main farms, they were on the shows at this time. And the show was on a small showground. It was very familiar.
Things were simple, huh?
Yeah, things were simple. It was very nice in these days, and we nearly visited every year this show. And then once in the show there was a colt, I think 1.5 years old, and he has a really funny color. He was chestnut gray, but his mane was like orange. And he behaved as he is the big boss already. And I said to Klaus, "Oh, this colt, he's really nice. This I would like buying. You could forget. This would be much too expensive for normal people to buy a colt like this, because he managed to make the junior championship. But I liked him already before. I know he was the junior champion. And I had a very good relationship to Bart van Buggenhout and also to Sheikh Abdulaziz. And so I was asking, is there any chance that this colt will come to Germany and to our place, and that we can breed with him? And
That was Ansata Salman.
this was Ansata Salman. And this was the year when a big group of horses from Qatar went to the Nations Cup. And I think Al-Adid was with them, and Marwan as a yearling. And I think they won nearly everything. Ziti Sharubi, she was a beautiful mare. She was at this time with this group. So the chance was there was a big transport from Qatar to Europe. The colt can go with the group, and we were allowed to use him for two years. Sheikh Abdulaziz said no, he does not ask for any breeding fee or like this. He wants to have a filly from Salman out of the Kamna family. I said, yeah, okay, no problem. I have already now several mares from this family, so for sure your filly will be born. Yeah, and this was how Ansata Salman comes.
I think Thay Mashhour went the other way also.
No, this was later.
Okay.
This was later.
not
So
at the
Sheikh Abdulaziz agreed for you to take Salman.
Yes.
Okay. And
So-
then he came to Germany and
Yes.
started his program.
Yes, he was just, I think, 2 years old. And he was this kind of horse which was in the beginning, from the character, not easy. But I think this was because he was too much teased from the grooms. He does not learn that he has to respect the person who handled him. They were only able to put a halter on when you gave him a carrot, and this is something, okay, in the beginning when I do not know it really, we can go this way, but later a halter has to be taken on without a carrot, because this is the main thing a young horse has to learn, that you can put him a halter on without giving him something for this. But he very soon comes to a easy handle horse.
Yeah, and you never faced this problem with any of his
No.
offsprings? Okay.
He was very easy to handle. Later, when he comes second time to Germany, we
So there was a second time?
yes.
So he went back to Qatar?
Yes, he went back to Qatar. Then in the meantime, the babies were born. And I say,
How were they?
This was really good. I
Yeah,
should
you
have.
mentioned in your book that
Yeah.
is the most important
Yeah.
stallion that you
Acquired.
acquired
Yeah.
over the years.
And I thought, this is a shame that he is already gone. Because two colts were born, El Thay Melek and El Thay Mahfouz, but Mahfouz was a baby at this time, so...
So we only got 2 calls from this
Yes.
season.
Yes.
Okay.
And several very nice mares. We got Malika, we got Kamria, we got Kulub, we got for sure we got more. But if I should think about, I have only in mind the ones who stayed longer with us. But he was back to Qatar, and yeah, then this discussion started again. Is there a chance to get him once more? And in the meantime, Sheikh Abdulaziz, he fell in love with Mashur, El Thay Mashur. Yeah, this was hard for me to let him go, but I saw in our small limited program, he can be used so much. So maybe first I said, okay, we change only for 2 years. Salman comes again 2 years, and Mashur stays 2 years in Qatar. But Sheikh Abdulaziz, he said, no, this is too short because I have also other stallions which I want to use. I need him for a longer period. Let us make the change like this. You keep Salman and I keep Mashur. I said, okay. We do it like this. Maybe one day I have the chance to get Mashur back when he's finished there, his breeding job, but it should not.
But you had already had some offsprings of Mashur.
Yes, for sure, daughters. No
That's
son,
good.
which we kept, but the daughters. And these daughters, they did really good with Ansata Salman.
Yeah.
So this was the reason why I want to have Salman back.
To cross him
To again
daughters.
with the Mashur daughters.
Okay, moving on, then I think the next stallion is Ajmal Tamim.
No, then first Mahfouz had his
Mahfouz.
chance.
Yeah.
The other stallion, El Thay Melek, we kept not long. We used him on several mares. It was okay produced, but already to compare him with Mahfouz, it was clear Mahfouz is the future stallion. He was even better than his father. His refinement and special charisma he
Amazing
had,
horse,
this
yeah.
was
Yeah.
really amazing. So Mahfouz's chance
Maybe we
was
can have some
coming.
of these pictures so we can add to this episode. People can actually
Yeah,
see
he
the
was
horses
really,
that you
this
you're
horse
talking
was in
about.
every period, he was beautiful. He was born beautiful. He was as a yearling, as a 2-year-old, as a grown-up stallion in several stages.
So there was never any stages
No.
when you felt like, you know what, maybe I
Even
can
the
have-
last photo shoot we did, I think this was 6 weeks before he died. He was not in perfect condition. He was too skinny. The muscles were gone. Even from this shooting, we had super pictures, beautiful pictures. So this was Mahfouz's great chance. He got all these nice Mashur daughters and did really very nice with them. The most important for our breeding program are El Thay Kunuz, El Thay Kahila, the full sisters, then El Thay Katifa. She's also from the Kamla family, from the full sister to El Thay Kamla. Then we had El Thay Mazyuna. So really beautiful brood mares. Also some colts were born, but none of them could
Continue the legacy of the father.
continue the legacy of the father. So I said it makes no sense. And Mahfouz was still young, but also soon the stable was full with his daughters. So we were thinking about the next step.
And then after a time, Mahfouz, I think you had to have another stallion.
Yes,
What,
the Mahfouz
what
daughters, grow into breeding age, and it was again time to think about another stallion. As I always, Klaus and me, traveled around the Straight Egyptian breeding programs at this time, especially in Kuwait, because Klaus was working there for several years, and we were very good friendship with Mohammed Al-Mazouk. This farm we visited quite often, and I loved one mare which he got from Germany. This was Tabanya. She was really a very, very special mare. Yeah, and it came that Tabanya had a colt foal from Ansata Hijazi, whom we also loved for what he produced. Very solid horses with good conformation, good legs. We thought this little boy, 1 year old I think, a little bit longish in the head, so he goes a little bit in Tamria direction, I thought. But overall we liked him very much, and we asked Mohammed if it would be possible to send him to Germany. At this time Mohammed was he was surprised. This colt you like so special with this longish head, and really you like him so much? And we said, yeah, we liked him, and we would like to try him, and gave him a chance on our mares. So then Mohammed said, okay, take him to Germany.
And how old was the colt right now?
When he came, he was a little bit less than 2 years. So he came to Germany in winter time, and when the spring was coming, we tried to use him, and he did a really good job. He was 2 years and 3 months. He started breeding, get the mares pregnant very easy.
What were you hoping that he would add to your programs?
Yeah, we brought a little bit new blood, the Tamria family.
I think it's very famous in Germany.
Yes, it's a very famous family, and she is very special, familiar to me, because the old Tamria I met first in Babolna, and later she was on our place, because she got very, very bad lemonitis in Babolna. And so she come to our place, and we tried to fix it, but it was already so worse. There was nothing to do. So she never came in a good stage on her legs, so she had to go to heaven, this poor horse. But this Tabanya, she was really an amazing mare, and so we were very happy to get the son of her. We tried him, and in the first year we had only colts. colts. One filly was born. This was the filly which the mare Mohammed chose the mare for what, that he gets some, he gets some for the leasing. And this filly was really, she was the best of the year, the only filly of the year. But we had another chance next season, which brought us much more luck, with much more fillies, and a very nice colt. This was Thay Karim Shah. He was out of the Salman daughter, Thay Karima, which goes back to the Kamla family. He was from the first sight, you could see he has stallion potential. He should stay. And several very nice daughters. One is in Kuwait, this is Thay Manal, and several stayed with us. Later they go on other places, and now we have still Ba'ajmal Tamin, Thay Kinana, which is a very valuable mare for us. And the little colt has to stay, and he growed, but in the meantime Tamin was back in Kuwait. The youngster was too young, so other stallions need to be used in the meantime.
Let me stop you here.
Yeah.
So your methodology in the breeding season is that you use one stallion on all the mares that you have?
Yes, mainly.
This is what you do?
Yeah.
This is very interesting.
Yeah.
So this means that you, your mares are solid enough to take one stallion and breed more or less the same quality or almost the same quality, or
Yeah,
one
they
stallion
are.
can take lots of mares.
They are different because the mares are from different dam lines, which you also can see. But if you have a small number of brood mares, it makes no sense that you use in one season
Different stallions.
different stallions. I think then the best is you give him all the mares. That's very
Available.
interesting to see what the stallion can
because
do.
then you can judge the stallion
Yeah.
across many horses. You can
Yes.
see what are the traits that he
But I
passes
think,
on.
don't you think this will create a problem if you have very nice colt from this season and different fillies that it's going to be difficult to use? Or you're okay with this closeness in breeding?
Yeah,
Half sister, half
this
brother.
was what was coming for us in the last years. That even the youngster we grow up from Tamim was close with the mares already. He was not out of a Mahfouz daughter. This was good because otherwise he would be too close. But his use was already limited. Then we kept very soon a son of him, which we liked even more than the father. But also with this stallion, we could only use him limited. So already in this period, we were thinking about different stallions. We used NK Nabhan from our close neighbor, Dr. Nagel, with very good success. Gave us several very nice daughters, from which one is now an important broodmare for us. Then also we used NK Nadir. One time it was a colt which went to Egypt. Then which stallions we used from outside? We also used by artificial and frozen semen, but this is always a big issue.
Very difficult.
Difficult. Does not work. Yeah, we used Nasser Al Rayyan, but
Nasser Ryan.
yeah,
Nasser,
yes.
Nasser Al Rayyan, but
The one with the
yeah, but only unfortunately the frozen semen
not work.
does not work, not with our mares. And then we had also a good relationship to Michael Ponard and his breeding program, which is mainly based of one of my foundation mares. If you remember before, I told from El Thay Mahira, daughter from Nitzam out of Mona too, which we kept for our breeding program. And she had a full sister called Mofisa. And on this Mofisa, the breeding program, a part of the breeding program from Michael Ponard, based on this mare.
Yeah.
So I found a colt there, which I liked very much. He is a son of Maidan Madin, which also goes back to our foundation mare from the Mahiba family. And the mother of the colt was Mofisa Al-Kidir. The name of this colt was Nada Halim. So he came to us, and for a while we used him because Karim was not grown up, or Karim was too close to the other mares. And from Nada Halim we kept one mare, which is still, she's young, will start her career next year maybe. And we bought the Siklavi mare I told before, Monyet Al-Ria. So this is what we kept from Nada Halim. Yeah, and after we decided Karim is too close, his son Kais is also too close, we need to find another stallion. And this time at Dr. Nagel's place, a chestnut colt foal was born, which Klaus is quite often with Dr. Nagel, I think minimum once a week, and they are looking together the babies. And Klaus came home and said, Cornelia, there is a colt foal born. He is something really special. You can already see that he has great stallion potential. And next time I come with him, and yeah, I said, you're right, this colt is really something special. And Dr. Nagel, he was happy that we talking so nice about his colt. And when we said, can we buy him? He looked at us, no. The first time that I had from this family such a special colt, and you need to you do not need to buy him, he will stay close. We are only 10 minutes away from each other, you can use him. Klaus and me went home and we said, for sure there will come someone and
will buy him for a lot of
will
money.
buy him. I saw already the breeders from Kuwait, they were always around him and looking and looking. They said, we need to get him. Please, when you are next time with Dr. Nagel, tell him. And then it took a long time. And after a while, Dr. Nagel agreed and said, okay, but I will not sell the whole horse. I will sell to Klaus half part of this colt. But he can move to your place, he can grow up there. We can use them both. I bring my mares, or if I have several to breed, maybe the stallion come to my place for a short period.
Good deal.
This was really a good deal, and after the first foals,
And you can feel safe.
Yeah.
That he will not be sold.
yeah, and after the first foals are born from Laziz, it was really a good decision. So far, we are very, very pleased with his offspring.
Okay,
So-
I think you used Nasim al-Rashidiyya a couple of
Yes.
times in the middle.
Yes.
I wouldn't say that you didn't. You acquired the horse, but you used them.
Yes,
This time,
I will also
artificial
use
insemination worked.
always once or twice a year a stallion from outside. As I said before, Salman Sakre. We have a very nice filly, and for next year another mare is pregnant. But the main
With
stallion,
Salman.
yeah. But the main stallion for the next years, I think, will be NK
Laziz.
Laziz. Yes.
Yeah.
And
we-
he's out of?
his mother is NK Latifa, so he's also goes back to Mahima, where also one of our foundation mares is coming from. And the grandfather from his mother's side is Ken Assam. He is a son of Masud, whom we used for a while, because he was also coming from the family where Kamlatu is coming out.
Masoud is the sire from Imperial Madin.
No, this was Mesaud.
Masoud. Okay.
Mesaud. Masud is son of Ibrahim out of Mahiba. Yes, Ibrahim Mahiba. He is a full brother of, no, he's not a full brother of our Mona II. Mona II was a full sister to Ibrahim.
And the sire of NK Laziz is who?
Okay,
The
Napan.
sire is
Napan.
NK Napan.
Ah,
yes.
okay. And when you look around your sales throughout the years, which sale was, you can say, that made the biggest impact in the farm? In which farm around the world? Yani, you sold to
Let's say
the Gulf, you sold to Egypt, you sold to Europe, or which number of families did you think succeeded outside? Or
Yeah, I think
you
the-
loved how they progressed.
Yeah, the main family.
Let's pick the top three.
Yeah, the main family which succeeded outside, I think, is the Kamla family. By stallions which came from this family, El Tai Kamil here in Egypt, I think he did very good, and he also influenced by his daughter Amal Al-Wab, Amira Sakre. She was
Yeah.
exported
To Al-Wab when she
to
was in-
Al-Wab when she was in foal to
Thay Kamil.
Kamil. Normally, at our rules in Germany, the mare should have been named Amal Sakre.
Ah, really?
And, yeah, in Germany it
because
is.
she had the decision to do it.
Yeah,
Yes, yes,
in
yes,
Germany it's the one who makes the decision for the breeding
Is
is
the one.
the breeder.
Sounds fair.
Yeah, and not the one on the place
purchased,
where the foal is born, but different countries, different
Yeah. Rules.
regulations, rules. And Amal Al-Wab, I think she
Very
also
special.
did something great for Al-Wab, because she produced amazing, beautiful daughters. Then with different stallions, she had from Sinan Al-Rayyan, she had from Barak Al-Aliya, she had from Fahoud Al-Shakab, she had from so many stallions, she had offspring, and always very, very good. And she produced this extremely pretty Bashir Al-Wab.
Of course.
This
of
is an
course.
amazing pretty
Of
stallion.
course. So this is the most special family you think
I think so.
came out from the Thay outside to the world.
Because in Kuwait, by two mares from the Kamla family is built a nice part of a nice breeding program at Talal al-Mekhi's place. And Kemal Pasha from the Kamla family, he did for Beit al-Arab and also in Saudi Arabia. Also during his stay in Egypt, there's something nice left. So I think this family has the most influence from Thayeba breeding horses.
So over the years, let's focus on Egypt for a little bit, because you have a lot of horses that you bred coming to Egypt. We mentioned the Thay Kamil. There's also Thay Amun.
Yeah.
Was in Egypt, almost very close, same family, I think, right?
Yeah, he goes back to the Malika family.
Not okay.
But these are from the beginning on. These are full sisters.
Yeah, but also by Ansata Salman, we have Thay Kamal Pasha, we have Thay Ali Pasha, we have Thay Mufid, recently Thay Marwan, and a couple more, I think.
Yeah.
So we've been coming to Egypt and we've been hearing from Egyptian breeders and following up their programs over the past couple of years. How do you see the scene in Egypt?
Yeah, the scene in Egypt is, if you compare it with Germany or Europe, it's amazing big. It's nice to see that there are so many breeders, also younger breeders are coming up. This is something which we missed in Germany totally. Unfortunately, no young people are coming up for breeding. This is really sad. In Egypt, it's a big number of breeders. You can see it when you go here to the shows. I think 150 horses is nothing. This Egyptian show in Europe is 25 horses. For this, you need not to bring your horse in a training stable. This makes no sense. And what is here very, very interesting, I think the variety of bloodlines. When you go to Kuwait or Qatar, they go mostly in one direction. And here in Egypt,
there's lots of minds.
Lots of minds,
Yeah. And this is
really high-class horses. I follow always on Instagram a lot of breeders here, and I always must say, they have really, really nice horses.
Yeah.
That's good to know. And I have a question also, because you mentioned that one of the main philosophies in your farm is not to go with any wave of trends or anything. So throughout the years, how did you, or how were you able to stay the high quality horses with and at the top of the breeding qualities when you're not going with the trend, when you're not going with what is needed, or you're not going with the demand that is in the market? But you succeeded in selling horses all the time, and you succeeded to have something that someone needed. How was that, and how did you do that, and how was that possible?
Yeah, I think you need to be selective to keep always the best for your breeding program, which sometimes is not easy, because the best is also what others want to have, and you have to run a farm, which is a big expense. So sometimes you need to sell, even if you think, I would love it to keep it for my breeding program.
True.
But I think some things you cannot learn. Some things they are in you. You feel this.
Gut feeling.
Yeah, you got the feeling.
So
sometimes
this is how you do your breeding decisions?
Yeah,
it's not very statistical based.
No.
Sometimes you just go with what you feel like, when you did with Matkour 1, for example, everyone was...
I always look in the pedigree for sure, that the lines are good together.
Are matching.
Not too far away, because this...
you always try to find something that's...
that's close, but not too close. That you not run into a direction where it's finished, where you say, now I need to bring something totally from outside to get not stuck in what I am doing.
Okay, I guess that's
For sure, you always need, if you choose a stallion, you need to judge him for his legs, conformation, everything. This is a very important thing, but it's also sometimes a kind of luck. If this what you're doing, even if it looks good and if it really match. And sometimes it's you need to use keep a mare which maybe is not, she's maybe solid and everything, but not the super mare to get it back in the next generation what you are looking for.
Actually that's something that we keep saying over and over and hearing from
breeders. Sometimes if you have
sometimes you skip a generation.
Yeah, sometimes you have two full sisters and the one which is not as spectacular as the other is the better brood mare. Yeah.
That's true.
That's sometimes
true, I agree.
She can produce better.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, so the next question is about the future. You already mentioned NK Laziz.
Yes.
Tell us more about the future of the Thayeba stud.
Yeah, it's mainly NK Laziz, but also, as I said, that I always want to use a little bit from outside. We started already with Salman Sacre. This is my big wish to get a nice colt from him.
Yeah, inspired by Amal, I guess, right? Because you saw how he...
how this
how
works.
these two lines
Yeah,
work together. Your line from Al-Tai Kamil and Amira Sacre.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and the next is to try to get Bashir Al-Wab in our breeding program with frozen semen.
Yeah.
I would like to try. We'll see if it works.
Yeah, amazing stallion.
Yeah,
I saw him
amazing
in
stallion.
Italy in 2022, I think. He was, even my father, he was not that much into horses and he was astonished by the horse.
It's really. Yeah, this is my future thoughts.
Are you, just a random question, are you still interested in buying mares?
No,
So
definitely not. Because I think we have this only 4 now main families, and with these families work nice. If you use a stallion, as we have done Mahfouz from the Kohailan family to the Kamla family, this worked very nice. So I think there's no need to bring a mare from outside.
Yeah, so what you want to change, you will change through stallions.
Through stallions,
Bringing in new stallions.
If you have an advice for young breeders coming in this beautiful hobby or an industry or passion or whatever you call it, what would be the advice for someone just starting?
I think to start must not be the superstar, but a mare which a pedigree, a history behind, where you can already see what other breeders have done with this mares and families.
So you can trace her back and see the history, what the family did, what the crosses did with her. But other than choosing, are you with starting a big start or a very small start?
And this depends also on the situation of the new breeder. If he has a big place, if he has a small place, depends on the budget. But sometimes you need only 2 good mares.
Like you started with one mare, and then you added another
I think
mare.
it makes no sense to start with a big group of mares. Okay, if you have a big place and you can keep from every mare the offspring and see how they develop and what is important for the new breeder, what he wants to do, then you can also start with a big group. But I think it's easier to start with a small number. Yeah. Okay, you need to have luck, because if one mare died, then before you have any offspring, then the family is finished before you start. Or some mares, they please you with endless colts, then also you can have no coming forward. But in principle, it's enough. You have two good mares with pedigree, with history behind, and then you can do your own thing. You can use totally different stallions than the breeder from this mare maybe has before. This is
your own.
This is also for me very interesting. If I sell a mare from my breeding program, and she goes to a place where totally different stallions can be used, it's very interesting for me to see the outcome.
Yeah.
It has been a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us. Thank you for having an impact with the Straight Egyptian horse. Thanks for the history and for all the valuable information you mentioned. We all love your horses, and we think you'll always have an impact in the
and you definitely did a lot for the good of the Egyptian horse and the breed.
I hope so.
And including this episode, which we hope will transfer a lot of your knowledge and experience and your story, which is really inspiring to the future generations and breeders, including ourselves. Thank you, Cornelia, and it's a pleasure having you.
It's always a pleasure for me to come in this beautiful country with lots of history, with the nice people and the beautiful horses. It's always amazing to come here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Cornelia.
We're looking forward to hear all the best about El Thayeba.
Yeah, we'll see.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.